first invite our first speaker, Professor Samantha. Professor, you have the floor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chamia. The digital intervention into education is not a very new one. The digital intervention into the education is happening to the education sector since last 2 decades. And the pace has increased in last 5 years. So in last 5 years in education sector, we find many open platform, many open resources or MOOCs like Coursera, the Udemy, Swayam, NPTEL, lot many open resources have been created and are being used by the education sector. And coming to the use of technology in the education system itself, I think that technology has transformed the education sector, particularly in higher education sector, in last 2 decades a lot. And as I said, the intervention of technology has transformed the education sector, but this COVID-19 pandemic has pressurized the educational institution of the globe to use the technology in each and every aspect. Yes, being the academician, we all are using the technology in classrooms to increase the acceptability of the students and to engage the students with the subject itself. And what I find that the use of technology in the education, not only it teaches the students to get exposure to the technology, but it also teaches the students how the technology is transforming the society. Because we find that first the technology was developed as a tool which was being used to facilitate our lives. But now slowly we all are realizing that our lives are being driven by the technology. It is happening like the sportsman, while he or she goes to the field, they use the shoes and the pads for the safety purposes. But without those, sometimes we find that those sports persons cannot play. So that is happening in technology intervention in the society and in the lives itself. So while the technology was being used in education, and the students were getting exposure to that, and it was helping them to get exposed to different technology and also to increase their employability through different engagement process, and it was helping the academic institutions to make the higher education system inclusive for everybody. And what we are finding that the use of technology in higher education, it was making the higher education system inclusive, mostly in continuous learning process. Yes, for the regular courses, the technology were being used to offer different executive programs and also the programs in distance mode. But the recognition of those programs in the today's society was not that much higher as it is for the regular courses. And with the outbreak of pandemic, the use of technology has become very rigorous, and starting from the designing of the syllabus, designing of the pedagogy, the delivery of the instructions, the engagement of the students and examination, where the technological intervention has become very rampant and has become, I can say that's very natural. And what we found that in first 3 months in higher education institutions, the students appreciated the use of technology in higher education, in the education system, because while we interacted with the students in first 3 months, all of them were very happy for the online teaching mode or the technological teaching mode, because it was providing them lots of flexibility. It was providing lots of flexibility to the students. But after 3 months, what we found, the students just lost the interest getting engaged with the education system. So while we made the research that why students lost the interest, what we found that the education system developed in this world, in the universities or in the higher education system itself, it is not only helping the students to get the knowledge, or it is not only the place to transfer the knowledge of one generation to other generation, the educational institutions are working as the tools where the youngsters or the people of a generation, they are getting chances to get the knowledge, to get the opportunity to integrate themselves with the societal system, to integrate themselves to a subject, to different avenues available in the employment sector, and they are learning the skills, how to apply the knowledge and how to convert the knowledge to the business, or to get the means to gain their means for the survival. So the educational institutions are being used as those tools by the generation itself. So what we are finding after outbreak of this pandemic, personally I find almost all the tech universities of India and all the good institutions in the urban areas, all of them use the technology very nicely, and the students got benefit out of this. But the institutions, those who are particularly situated in rural areas, as per the survey says that in the country like India, the 60 crores or 600 million of the people don't have the access to the good internet connectivity. So those institutions, though they try to use the internet and the devices to teach in the institutions or the higher education institutions, the students could not get that level of services or did not get the scope to connect to the higher education system itself. So they are deprived of good education. In KIIT, we are running two institutions. One institution for 30,000 professional students. Those who are mostly 80% students will be from urban areas. But in KISS, where we are having 30,000 students, mostly from indigenous categories, they are from remote areas, they don't have the access to the internet. What we find that a category of students are getting good education through the technology, but other categories totally deprived from the technology. So there is a clear-cut divide among the students. Just during this pandemic, KIIT being a tech university, it's being the first Wi-Fi campus in the country. We are trying to build up the university as the smart campus by introducing the IoT, AI, and robotics technology together to convert the campus to the smart campus itself. But in other part, while coming to the other institution or the students, the crowd in other institution, how they will accept it, it's not very clear to us. So and if you see the statistics done between the 2017 and 2018 by the National Sample Survey, it was found that around 4.5% of rural household has the computer only in India, and 14.4% of the urban household are having the digital devices at their home itself, and 14.9% of the rural household are having the access to the internet, where 42% of the urban household are having the access to the internet. And coming to the skill to use the internet services or digital services, we found in urban area, 37% of the people are having that skill, while in the rural area, the 13% people are having that skill. So coming to the very clear picture, there are three factors are the reason for this digital divide. One is the quality of internet. Second is the access to the services. Third is the skill to use this. So those three parameters are making a very clear-cut divide. As such, there are two groups are being created, where one group is getting good services, good access, good teaching, good learning. Other group is getting deprived of that. So I hope that the lot many initiatives are being taken by the leadership of this country. Very recently, our Prime Minister of India has introduced one PM Wani scheme. PM Wani scheme, where he has visualized that the data should be provided in all the remote areas and in a very low cost. It has been designed in a very cheaper prices, and the devices are being provided to the internet service provider in a very cheaper price. And I hope that if that initiative, if such more initiatives will be coming into place, maybe the digital divide created during this pandemic, it will be little bit minimized in coming years. Thank you.